So we take a little bit of a laid back attitude on a Friday. Sorry, my phone's not zooming in properly. Don't know what's going on here. And we are also going to be looking at some beginner sort of firsts, as it were. So we're going to be looking at cutting up card bases and how you do that from your A4 sheets of cardstock. I will also try to accommodate those of you who don't have A4 card. I wish I could do this in a much smoother way, but anyway. Anyway, it's the weekend. How is everybody? I've just done a class based on... Can you tell I've done a class based on reinkers? Yeah. There we go. Right, so hello and welcome. So this, as I said, this is a video that I will particularly be using as a resource for those of you who perhaps are new to card making, but I also will be including some sort of specialty fold cards that are really super simple to do that you may have forgotten. So for those of you who are expert stampers and you probably don't think you need to watch this, that's fine. If you're watching on the live, just stay and chat and have fun getting to chat to everybody, and you know, maybe shout out some ideas that you may have as well. So hello and welcome everybody. I can see there's Vicky, Janine, Jane, Navarana, Valerie, Kelly, Julie, Liz, Caroline, Roberta, Bonnie, Nessa, Wendy, Melissa, and Laurie. Hello, Margaret. Lovely to see you all. Great to have your company. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on the way out. So here in the UK, we have slightly odd size paper. It's not just us, anywhere that uses A4. Now, don't get confused, Americans, with your A4. Your A4 is a very different size to our A4. So I will just go over the measurements. Our A4 measures 29.7 centimetres by 21. Now the 21 bit is fantastic because 21 can be divided up into 3 easily. It can be divided up into 6. If you chop a centimetre off, it can be divided into 2 and then 4s or 5s. You know, 20 is such a great number to be able to divide up. However, 29.7 is a right pain to divide up. However, I will go over the card base size that I tend to cut, and then I will give you a big tip as to how to cut your cardstock to make those sums a little bit easier. Okay, so whenever I cut or create card bases, I put my cardstock in at 14.35 centimetres. Now, if you cut that size on a regular basis, I would recommend that you get yourself a little piece of washi tape. If you don't think you can remember that number, get yourself a piece of washi tape and pop said washi tape where you want it to be, and then use that as your guide for cutting or scoring. So if you want to create a what I call a top-down card base, like this one, like so, you pop your cardstock in at 14.35, you score it, turn the paper around, and then cut at 10.5 centimetres. And there you have your 2 card bases ready to rock and roll. Okay, so there's your 2 card bases. Now, if you're in a super duper hurry and perhaps you're prepping for a class or something like that, I put in 2 sheets of cardstock. Okay, and you can just about get the score line to go through 2 sheets. Okay, now the other option, move your blade out the way, is to score at 10.5, like so. Oh, sorry about that. I've got notifications happening. Let's switch that off. Sorry about that. There we go. So score at 10.5, turn it and cut at hold on, have I done that right? Oh, you know what? I'm going to start again. Oh my goodness. Shall I just start this video again? I just told you that completely wrong. It's 14.85, not 35. I feel like starting this video again. Do you think I could do that? Or should I just carry on with the boo-boo? 14.85, everybody. I will put it in the description. So there we go. Oh, I hate it when I make mistakes like that. Okay, so there we go. There's your card bases. I will write it down in big letters here. 29.7 divided by 2 equals 14.85. There we go. Not 35. Okay. The reason I got confused was because to cut a card piece to sit in there, that is when you cut at 14.35, which is there. And then you turn it around and cut it at 10. Why didn't anyone stop me? Anyway, there we go. That's my matting layer. All right, so the matting layer, I'll write that down here, is 14.35 times 10.5. All right, so that's your matting layer. Mat layer. Okay, right. Moving swiftly on before I completely, shame myself up. To make your card, if you wanted to make a slightly more interesting card, the option that you could do is then score halfway here. So half of 10.5 is 5 5.25, so 5.25 millimeters there. And you can then create a section that folds back. And then what would be quite fun to do is to take half, so this is a quarter of an A4 sheet. Let me just double check that. Have I got that correct? I'll just cut that bit off. There we go. And cut roughly about 7.5 centimeters. And then stick that on there like that. This was supposed to be such a slick video, with me giving you loads of ideas and everything, but I feel like I've gone and ruined it by giving you the wrong measurement at the beginning. But anyway, so there we go. Very simply and easily, a way to add an extra panel that's a bit more fun there. There we go. Yes, Kelly, yeah. You can do that where you're, so your matting layer on the top, and then if you want to do an extra layer on the inside, those can be the same size. Okay, so you've got that there. Now, I'm going to just do that first one again because I caused such a faff. I'm going to score that again and show you another technique. So, actually, no, I'm going to go on to explain something else now with the UK sizing. So with the UK sizing, because it's so complicated, as you saw me completely cock it up, what I suggest is that you cut your cardstock at 28 centimeters. Okay, just makes everything so much easier to kind of actually measure, because 28 is so much more of a whole number. Now, you guys in the States, because you're 11 inches, it's so much easier just to go, right, half of 11 is 5.5, half of 5.5 is 2.75. It's just so much easier. But because we've got these kind of odd numbers, it's actually easier for us to cut ours down to about the 11 inch or 28 centimeter mark. Okay, so the reason why I say that is because then I'm going to take this off, half of 28 is 14. So much easier to calculate than 14.35 or 85 or whatever. So if you score at that point there, okay, so much easier. You've got your immediate half. Now, I'm going to show you now. So if you just cut that, you'd have your 10-fold card. But I'm going to show you an additional little trick for doing a Zed fold. So half of 14 is 7. So score there. And I'm going to show you now how to make a Zed Fold card. So at 10.5, I'm going to cut that for my base. But because I've already scored that, I can fold that back on itself, like so. And then, depending, it doesn't matter how big you want your little Zeddy bit, but I'm just going to, I don't know, cut about 3.5 centimetres here. And that way I could probably get 3 out of this if I wanted to. Okay, so you can cut that there like so. Fold those up. And then what you do is, so if you had these, lined up like that, what you do is you flip it over so that goes on that side, and you just stick that on there and that on there, and you've immediately created a bit of an interesting opening like so. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately I do use both actually, imperial and metric, so I do switch between the two, but our measurements are in metric, unfortunately. The A4 comes in metric. Okay, so that's just a really super simple Zed Fold card that you can do. And yes, you do have that spare bit, but if you make, 3 more, you can just cut that and use that like so. Right, so 1, 2. All right, now the other thing I wanted to show you was where, again, I'm going to cut this off at 28 because it's going to make my life easier to calculate. You score at 14, and then you add 7 to 14, which makes 21, and you cut it. Da, da, da. Then turn it around, cut it at 10.5. Put that aside for a second. Then you're going to cut this in half, so that'll be 10.5. And so what you're going to do is, this is your section here that was, okay, and you stick it on like that. Okay, so you just have that interesting flap. So that's a slightly different version. This one's got it where you pull it back, but have that piece there. But that one is similar-ish. So you've got that there, and then you've got this one like that. That's a Z, but that's a flat. Okay, but that's just making use of that piece of cardstock that would be there anyway. Okay, so you're not using any extra really, you're just flipping it around. Now the other thing that you can do is stick it further down like that and have it where it actually will stand up. So you just create this extra, just an interesting extra bit like so. Right, now the other thing that one can do, I'm trying to remember how to, no, I can't do it with this. I was going to do a, no, I was going to show you how to do a an easel card. So you can use this piece, that I just cut, and you can do what's called an easel card. So you would take that up like so, put something there, and then you can also stick something so it sticks up, and then that would fold flat, and then when the person receives it, they would open it up like so, and normally you would put a little embellishment. So I don't know, I'm just grabbing something off my desk that's got a little flower on it. You could possibly stick a little flower down there, and that would stop it sliding. Now the thing about making one of these, you have to really burnish the edges, because otherwise it wants to kind of do what it wants to do. But yeah, you just have to make sure everything's burnished, otherwise it will just flop around. Okay, so that's how you make an easel card. Right, is there any others that you guys would like to see me do? I have another idea for one. Oh, actually, I'll just take this one here. So this is a variation of an easel card. So what you do is you open up your standard card that you would normally do, and you would cut either like about 1 inch or 3 centimeters in, and you're going to cut just up to the score line, like so, and then again 3 centimeters in, cut to the score line, and then I'm just going to double check where I'm at with this. That's 10.5, so I'm going to put that at 5, and I'm going to score just the middle section. Oh no, that's the cut. Wrong one. Score. Okay. Right. And then I would actually stick those end pieces down. And burnish that well. So these would get stuck down, and this would become a little easel. See how that works? So you just keep that flat, and that becomes a little easel. And then you can just stick pretty paper, or you can stamp on there, and that's quite nice, like so. Okay. Hi, Deborah. Nice to see you. Long time no see. Hi, Kay. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Anne. Hi, Georgiana. Hi, Monica. Thanks so much for this. I find making these so hard, even though they're so easy. Oh, phew. I'm glad someone's enjoying this. I thought of doing this video earlier in the week, and I thought, what a great idea, Ruth. People are going to need to know how to make card bases. And then I messed up right at the beginning. But anyway, just ignore that beginning bit and focus on what I'm teaching you. So that's one easel there. That's one of those. Okay. Any other ideas? Oh, right. Let's look at then. Also, there's Slimline cards. So either with you can do a Slimline card where you're basically thinking, divide this into 3, and you're only going to use 2/3 of it. Okay. So again, because our cardstock is nearly 30 centimeters, not quite, I would cut this at either 10 centimeters, score it at 10, then fold it over, put it back in, and then cut that off. Okay, so that's what I would call a letter size. So that's like a fatter Slimline card. So that's I do quite like doing those ones. And then you're left with this panel that if you were to cut, say, a base from 2 different colours, you could then swap your spare piece over. Yeah, you imagine one's red, one's white. You know, you can have a red base with a white mat and a white one with a red mat. So although again you don't get 2 cards out of one sheet of cardstock, you know, you can sort of make use of the card that you're chopping off. So that's one type of slimline. Then the other type of slimline is a super slimline, where you literally are dealing with you know, like, yeah, super slim. So to get 2 out of here, I would again use the 28 centimeter measurement and just do these at 7 centimeters. So score at 7 and cut at 14. Okay, so I'll just do that again. Score at 7. I will be using all these cards, guys. Don't think that Ruth's just wasting cardstock. I will use these. I might even dig out some old stamp paper in a second, and we'll show you how to do that. Okay, so there we go. That's a really nice kind of, and so if I compare the two, so in inches, this one is 2 3/4 inches wide, and this one is more like 4 inches. So you can see that, you know, you've got quite a bit extra there. Now the other option is to do a zigzag fold, and I particularly like doing a zigzag fold with cards for special occasions where you might want to get quite a bit on here. So now the first option is literally just to score down the middle and make a massive card, or do a slimline where it's, you know, into threes. So I would score at 9.5. So that's about 3 3/4. So 9.5. 9.5 plus 9.5 is 19. So score that at 19. And then cut it at 19 plus 9.5. So that would be 28.5 there. So that's not wasting too much. Okay. So let's just fold that back. And there you've got loads of space. So, you know, if you're doing like a big number, I recently did a 100th birthday. It's on my Instagram. So I did the 100. I've done them where I think it was like someone's 50th or 40th or something, and I've done the number, you know, in the middle there, and then it allows space to do some really pretty sort of extra decorating. You know, if it's a nice special birthday, you may want to do that. So that's my suggestion for that. Now I did just think of another one. Oh yes. Right, so the other week I made what I call a column card for my sister-in-law. I think I did the measurements at the beginning, but to make it part of this tutorial, I will do the measurements on here as well. So now this makes use of the fact that we can divide 28 up in a really simple way, but we do have a little bit left over, and the little bit left over bit is great for the gluing. So I will show you. If you want to do a giant column card, you score at 7. You're going to have these numbers imprinted for those of you who use metric. 14, 21 and 28. Now for those of you in the States and you're using 11-inch pieces of cardstock, I would suggest you score at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10, and then just cut off at 10.5 inches. So yours would be a little bit slimmer than mine. So then when you come to construct this, you would fold all these down the line, fold this here. I hope you're all taking notes. And then stick that there like so, and then that would fold flat to go into your envelope, which would just go in a standard, for the UK that would be a standard A5 envelope. And then I would stick a focal point in this on the fold here. Now I know you're probably starting at me going, Ruth, how do you stick on a fold? You don't just stick it on the fold. What you do is you get a panel that's going to be your decorative panel, and then you get 2 circles folded in half, and you stick them on there. Now if you haven't seen that video, that's the recent 50th birthday card that I made, the luxury one from the other week. So I'll post the link to that in the description below so you know how to do that. But basically it's just a really fun way to do a really fancy card where you have, you know, your column like this, and then you have a really nice piece sticking out like that. And what's really interesting is the first time I ever saw it, I was just like, oh, that's magic. How do they do that? And it's such a simple technical little thing to do, and it just works brilliantly. So now the other thing you can do this with is you can get 2 of those from a standard piece of cardstock, but it's smaller. Okay, so for us in the UK, because ours is 21 centimeters across, yours is 8.5, isn't it, you guys in the States? So you would score at 2, 4, 6 and 8, but I'm going to score at, and it's not far off actually, 5, 10, 15 and 20, and this is where we get 2, fold that in half and cut that at 14 point. 97, 87, 97, 85, sorry, 14.85. Oh dear. Or if you want to make life easy for yourself, cut it at 14 actually, because then it makes cutting the matting layers a bit easier. But anyway, so there you fold that, fold that, fold that, and fold that, and stick those together. So that just makes a slightly smaller column card that would then fit into a standard size envelope. There we go. Right. Is there anybody else? Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate your appreciation. Oh, a angled easel card. So we're delving into the sort of small square cards now. So to square off your piece of rectangular cardstock, basically you need to take the measurement of the length and divide it into 2. Okay, now because ours is a little bit more complicated, again, to make it easier, I tend to just do it at 5 3/4 inches. And this is where it's a bit naughty because I flip then between metric and imperial. So I go to 5 3/4, cut it, score at 5 3/4, fold it, stick it into my trimmer, and then cut. So I've got a nice square that I know for sure will fit into my 6-inch envelopes. And before you ask, Stampin' Up! Does not do these envelopes, but you can purchase them from various outlets. And the reason I go for craft is so I don't have to stock ivory and white. All right, that's just a tip from me to you, that if you're somebody who does need to use a lot of these and you tend to buy in bulk, it was getting ridiculous because I was buying ivory ones 500, white ones 500, brown ones 500, and then I thought, why am I doing that? Just order the brown and be done with it. And I've not had any complaints from anyone that I send cards to. Oh, your envelope didn't match your card. Yeah, no, it's all been fine. Right, now, I did receive a lovely card at Christmas that I just want to share with you how that worked. So where it folds, have that score at the top. I'm just trying to remember how it went. Yeah, you're going to score from the top left to the bottom right. Okay, so it's easy to do that. You just line up where you need it to be on your score tool or your trimmer or whatever, and always look backwards and forwards, because sometimes when you move the top one, the bottom one moves, and when you move the bottom one, so make sure it's exactly how you want it. Don't trust that it's going to be perfect without looking. You know, measure twice, cut once. So then you're going to score from corner to corner, and that then creates your fun kind of easel. And again, you will have to really burnish that for it to work. Okay, and that too. And you again need to put perhaps a little embellishment there for it to stand. All right. Mentioned a tent fold. Well, I call tent fold that where it's a top one. Yeah, is that not? Right, now another type of card that's really fun is where you cut 2 of these. So you cut that, but you cut that off, and then you cut another one of these and you stick them, and then they fold closed. But what I'll do is, rather than doing a big one, I'll do a mini one. So let me show you how that works. Oh, I'm getting a right pile of card next to me now. So we want this to be squared off. So if I just do it 10 by 10 by 10, it'll just make life a bit easier for me. So I'm going to cut this down to 20 centimeters. And and I'm going to score this at 10 centimeters. Now it does eat a bit of card, but the result is pretty spectacular. And again, I have done, I think it was a wedding card. Who remembers the blue and gold wedding card I made? Maybe last year, I think it was. And that was quite fun to do. So this time I'm actually going to cut, not score. So you line up your corner to corner and cut. And this is where I'm just going to double check to make sure I get this right. And then I want to cut from there to there. So it just makes a bit of an interesting opening card. Oh, I haven't covered gatefold cards yet, have I? I'll do that in a second. Okay. So what you do is you stick that to that, and then that folds like this, and that folds like this. Okay, so that's like that. Yeah, the more basic folds are right at the beginning of this video. Okay. Right. What did I just say? I was going to do gatefold. Okay. Didn't I do one the other day? What did I do? I was taking photos of it. Oh, is that the size of a gatefold? Yes, it is. Okay. So to make life a bit easier, you could cut this down again to 20. So the way to calculate it is the measurement of the width divided into 4. Okay, so that would be 20 divided by 4 is 5. So you score at 5. Skip 2 lots of 5. Okay, so that will take you to 15. And then score again. And fold that the right way. I'm just going to cut this easier for me. So 14.5 this time. 14.5 by 14.5. Okay, and there's your gatefold. And then these are the sort of ones that are really cute with a nice belly band to put around. And probably if you've got a stash of stuff at the side of yourself like me, you could probably make something, you know, make a nice belly band out of that. Okay, so if you were going to make a massive gatefold out of a whole sheet of cardstock, it's the same principle again. You take that measurement from across there, divide it into 4 and score at the first quarter. So let's cut this to 28. I will, when I've got some time, I will put some timestamps on the description. So a timestamp is where there will be the time of the video, and I will put which fold I'm doing at which time. So when you come back to this video, all you've got to do is look at the description and click on the description, the number next to the description, and it will take you there. Okay, so let's do the maths together. 28 divided by 4 is 7. So score at 7. Okay, 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. So score at 21. And there you have your gatefold. So again, for you guys in the States, you're looking at 11 over 4. So that would be, well, I can only do that. I've got to do it bit by bit. My brain is a bit fried now. So that would be 2.5, 2.75. So you would score at 2.75, skip 2 lots of, or you know what? Score at 2.75, turn it over and score at 2.75. That's probably the easiest thing to do. All right. So there we go. So there's your gatefold there. Right. So I think I'll stop there in terms of teaching you any extra folds. And so if you're going to use this as a resource, you can stop watching at this point. But for those of you who want to see it actually in action, I'm going to grab my drawer of, not drawer, but a box of stamped one sheet wonders that I have here, and actually cut some up and use them to show you how they would work in real life. So because I've used lots of Very Vanilla, I need to choose ones that go with Very Vanilla. Oh, that's rather nice, that one. Is that vanilla? Yes, it is. That's all right. Some of these are going back a while. Bear with. Oh, that's going back a while, that one. Oh, I might just put the box on the floor so I can put my feet on it. Sometimes I need my feet a bit higher up. Makes life a bit easier, doesn't it? Why do I leave my desk in such a mess? Oh, me too. Welcome to my world too. Right. So we've got two gatefolds there. I've got a slim line, slim line, a triptych. Let me move that out of the way. I'll do one column. I'm not going to do both. Anyway, we'll see how we get on. What's the time? I didn't really want this to be an all-nighter, but at this rate it might be. I'm sticking all those on the floor because I'm running out of space. So let's start with some slim lines. So generally what I do is I take off 1/2 centimetre from whatever the base is. Now that's personal preference. Some people like to double mat. Okay, so that's fine. You just put another layer of cardstock and then your pretty paper, whatever you're using. But I'm just going to make it simple myself and, as I said, take off 1/2 centimetre. So because I know these are 21 centimetres high, I'm just going to cut off, actually sorry, no, I'll cut off 1 centimetre, not 1/2 centimetre. I want 1/2 centimetre all the way round, so I cut off 1 centimetre. So I cut off 1, like so. And then what I tend to do is just remind myself, what did I cut it to? I know it was 7, but I'm just going to double check because sometimes my brain plays tricks on me. And then I'm going to cut that at 6. Okay. And I should have that fitting beautifully with 1/2 centimetre all the way around. Okay. Deborah Davison is tidying up. Okay. So with this one, oh no, not that one. Where's my fatter slim line? There we go. It's a bit of a contradiction in terms, isn't it? So I'm just going to double check. 10 centimetres. So I'm going to cut this at 9. Okay. Perfect. Now sometimes I do it where I have a thinner border. There will be videos where you see that I've done that. Hi, Hilla. Welcome. Nice to see you. Yeah, absolutely. You end up with a 3-inch space to work in. So those are those two there. Now, have I got enough to do? Ooh, now this would be quite interesting on a gatefold. If we have that in the middle and then have those pieces on the side. Okay. So double check, what size did I go for? 14.5. Now this time I'm just going to go for a cutting it 5mm smaller all the way around, so I get a 2.5mm edge instead. So let's see if we've got enough. I think I've got enough. So I'm going to cut that in the middle, I think. Let me just double check what size. That's 20, isn't it? I should remember that. So if I cut that at 10, No, I'm not going to cut that at 10. Oh, that was close. That was close. Let's cut that out. This measurement minus 5. Right, so 4.5. All right, now I'm going to do some sums, okay? Because I want 4.5 on there, 4.5 on there. So 4.5 plus 4.5. This measures 10, so I want 9.5. So I'm going to add that all up. 8, 9, so 18.5. So this needs to measure 18.5 here, but I haven't got that. I've got a bit more. So what I'm going to do is actually cut off a bit from both sides so that I end up with a similar sort of look on both sides. I hope I've done that sum right. Have I done that sum right? What did I say? 4.5 plus 4.5. Right, so if I chop this at 4.5 here, turn it around and cut at 4.5 here. Oh, I hope I've done this right. I should end up with 9.5. Yes. Right. There's sometimes where you're just not sure if you've got your maths right. Right, so I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that there. Oh, look at that. I love that. Looks like a gateway to like this really cool place. Like it's got trees growing out of the gateway. And then that on the inside. Oh, I like that. Right. Keep hold of that one. Right. I thought I got myself a new glue out earlier. Maybe I didn't, or did I? No, yes, no, I thought I did. I thought I'm fed up of trying to find all the glues that... Oh, yes, this is my new one. Who loves a new glue? Hi, Karen Louston. Lovely to see you. Hilla is from California. I want this card. You know my mailing address, Ruth. I do owe you a card, Glenna, I have to say. Right, sorry, I've been missing any questions. Please just type in like capital letters and hopefully I'll notice it. And if I don't, then Linda has my number, my mobile number. All she's got to do is just message me on WhatsApp and hopefully I'll be able to see the message because I'll get a notification right in front of me. Love this. Hila. Not Hilla. Hila. Pretty. Hi, Miss Heidi. Oh, yes, Monica's birthday is not far off. I don't think it will get to you in time, though, Miss Monica. Oh, actually, I forgot to do... Let's remember to do this. I might just need to appoint some admin to do the birthday section on Artful Stampin Space. So for those of you who don't know, I have a Facebook group called Artful Stampin Space. And it's for those of you who love me so much that... I'm joking. It's Friday night. The jokes are kicking in. Who love me so much that you want to recreate my creations and share them with some other artsy, craftsy, crazy people. And what I usually do is at the beginning of the month, there's a thread where you can post your birthday cards to everybody whose birthday is that month. And I've forgotten to do it. I'm so sorry. I've just realised I'm a bit behind. So, oh, good, Lois de Ruse. De Ruse? Lois, yours is one of those names that I think I tend to read it, but I've never pronounced it out loud. I just sort of read it and then that's it. but you know, I see your name so often. I sort of, you know, I do recognise your name, but I've never said it out loud. Happy to wait. I know I owe you a card as well, Monica. You've sent me several, for which I'm most grateful. I will try and find the when I stamped this, because I think I did do it on a live. If you particularly like this background, I'm afraid it will be using stamps that are now retired, but the peony, prize peony, that's the main floral, and the, what's this? That one, we used it today. That one is in it. Right, there we go. Let's move on. So, what other sheets have I got to use up? Oh, this would be perfect for a triptych card. So let me just double check. What did I do for the measurements for this? It was 9.5. Okay. So this time, I think I'm only going to cut off. Oh, I've got a bit of a boo-boo up there, but I think I'll be all right, because I don't think I'm going to need all of that. So I'm actually just going to cut off 0.5 centimetre this time. And I'm going to cut this into 9 centimetre sections. So when you create a stamped piece like this, it's quite nice to be able to show it off. Now obviously you could just do a slim line like that and you'd see that. But when you do a triptych style where you've got 3 panels, that's quite fun really, quite dramatic. Oh yes, look, I missed the boo-boo. There we go. Yeah, it also pays to live in my town, Liz. It is a bit more helpful when you know, and also Wendy lives next door to you, and I saw Wendy today. Please don't paint a brighter picture of me when oh no, Liz, you're a dear friend. I've known Liz for over 20 years. Oh, can you believe it? I've known her since 1997. Is that right? Yes. It will be 25 years this year, Liz. Hi, Martina. Time to move, lol. So if you're just joining and you're wondering what I'm doing, I've basically been through various types of folds that you can do with card. So it's not been a kind of full-on, you know, start to finish card making. It's been very much going through fold after fold after fold, and now you're in the after show party bit of the video, because I'm now using those folds to show you how to use your stamped one sheet wonders to make your cards. So all those times where I've stamped something and you've gone, oh, that's nice, Ruth, and wondered what I've done with it, they go in a box ready for projects like this. And there you have it. So there we go. I think that looks lovely. Make a really nice card for somebody. Right, so that's that one done. Okay, so here we have the giant. No, I'm not going to do that one. The giant gatefold. I will though do. I don't mind doing the giant column one. Now with the giant column, if you're feeling particularly frugal, you could probably just get away with just putting the patterned paper onto the front, because you do actually need to have a section at the back to write your message, because you've not got the inside, because that's going to be stuck together. So yeah, if you want to be a little bit precious about your stamp one sheet wonders, then that's absolutely fine. So let's just measure that again. Oh, it's the good old 7 and 14 one. Excellent. So 6.5 plus 6.5 is 13. So I'm going to cut that like so. Cut half a centimetre off the base. And cut this at 6.5. There you will have your 2 pieces. Actually, I might just swap them over because you're not, I was going to say you're not going to see. I was going to say you're not going to see this section because this is going to be covered up with your focal point, but anyway, I'm going to stick them down this way for now, and so that you can sort of see how it would look. Oh, wrong one. Try the good one, the new one. Who gets like me and has loads of sort of half empty glues, and I feel so guilty because I'm like, I don't want to throw them away, there might be a little bit of glue left in them. What did Healer say? Oh, Healer, I'm doing the first, what I would recommend is that if you're new to One Sheet Wonders and you want a first sort of beginners class, I'm doing one on the 25th of January. So if you want to join me for that, it's 7 o'clock my time. So basically whatever the time is with you right now, because it's 11 o'clock with me now, minus 4 hours. So if you want to sign up to that, you can do. It costs £20, and I will go through all the kind of, oh, not all, sorry, 2 different, what's the word? Templates, as you were, for doing a One Sheet Wonder, and it's called Clusters and Lines. So you can kind of guess from that what you're going to end up with. Okay, so there you have it, and I would then stick that panel down like so. Oh, Monica, you're so not Monica, Heidi, you're so so good. Monica, lovely to see you. Have a great day. Which one are you sharing, Linda? Okay, like, as I said, because you can't really see the back, I would just do the front. And also it just leaves me another bit to do another one. So let's see how I'll decorate this one. So this is 14 centimeters. So I'll cut this at 13.5. I think I'm coming to realise I actually prefer a thinner border. I just think it looks a bit more elegant. Right, so this was 5. So we'll just cut this at 4.5. Just need 4 of these. I will do it all the way around on this one. Oh no, actually, should I do it up to 3? Because you still need a panel to write on. Right, now this has given me an idea. Now I've done this class online, I think I will, there's a few other folds that I've just thought of that I would like to share with you. And I have covered them before in other videos, but not like all in one go. So there's the fold, do you remember the triangle one that makes like a pyramid? That's a great one for sort of Christmas to do. And then there's the pop-up box one, it folds flat and then it pops into a box and you have bits hanging out of it. That's quite fun. Then there was the cube one. So yeah, now I've done this, you know, I'll consider doing another video with a few more like fancier folds, really, that I would call it, because they take a few steps. And I will just create the basic template. I will not, you know, be fancying them up too much, because you can just figure that one out yourself, or go and watch one of my other videos. Which, oh, are you searching for something particular? Right, hold on, I have to check the messages. What was the one that Bonnie was looking for? I love the purple one, could be used for males. Ah, yes, definitely. Yeah. Sorry, just type, Bonnie, just type again which one it was that that you're looking for. I need to come up with a better way to index my videos, and what I'm trying to do is blog more so that it's easier to find things. Oh, the purple landscape. Ah, it was a masculine Monday, not from this last Monday, the Monday before, 2 weeks. Oop. It wasn't quite stuck down when I folded it. Right, there we go. Yeah, I have all these holders to hold. Yes, look, 1, 2. Right, I know what, I will stick these in here overnight. Look, I've got 3 different people have gifted me these over different times, and I think these have all been what's it called, 3D printed. They're all different designs. Fascinating. Look, so I'm going to stick them there, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to squeeze some out. Right, so there's the triple one. So again, I would stick something on the front of that, and then have somewhere to write my message. Right, are there any others? I suppose we could do the one for there, couldn't we? Let's use a bit of the pink. So, as I said, this was cut at 5 3/4. So to make life easier, I will just then cut this at 5 1/2, or make life easy rather. Hi, Chris. 5 1/2. 5 1/2. And then one of these I will cut into half from point to point. That can just be put onto there. Oh, hi, Janine. Right now, can't remember. Yep, that's there to there. Pop that carefully there, because we actually have less of a border because we're putting that border down the middle. So you just need to move it, scoot it over a bit more. You can see that that border there is a little bit thicker than that one, because now if you wanted to have exactly the same amount of border, then I would have cut this square maybe down by 1/4 of an inch on the left and the top, like of course the top and the bottom. Or, no, sorry, not the top and bottom, the top and the side. But I don't mind the different sizing. So this is a good way to use designer series paper, use up your Stamp One Shoot Wonders. So that would open like that. And at this here, I would put a nice flower, so that would then hold it and stop it falling down. Okay, and yeah, just cut a nice something pretty, or a sprig, or a little bumblebee or something could probably sit there. Right, I think I'm going to finish there. Apart from to say, let's have a look. Oh, one of those ones. Maybe one of these to show off that paper. Ooh, look at that. Look how close that is. Should I do that one? So that's 7.5 by 10.5. So I've just got to cut this down to 7 by 10. So that will go on there like so. Then look, we've also got this strip here, so we could stick that there, or just trying to think how that would sit, like that. Or you could have it there as a bit of a flash of colour when you open it. Or you could have it there. Just think, because sometimes you've got to think how a card looks when it first comes out the envelope, but also how's it going to look when it's actually standing up. And so with this type of card, because it's likely that it's going to fall open, having that there in the background is actually quite nice because it's a bit further away. Does that make sense? So I'm going to cut that too. Oh, how wide is this? Oh, I'm going to make this simpler on myself. I'm going to cut this down to 14.5. So I haven't got to do complicated maths at this time of night. So I'll just cut that down to 14. So stick that like so. And then put these together. You need to email me, Kathleen, ruthtrice@gmail.com. Just email me and I will send you an invoice. Then when you've paid the invoice, I will email you the Zoom details. And also, because are you on Artful Stampin Space? You may, or if you go to Artful Stampin on Facebook, it's got the list of products that you need to have. So it's probably just worth double checking that you have. It's pretty basic, to be honest. If you're a stamper, you need to have basic white or whisper white cardstock, and you need to have some floral stamps, some foliage stamps, and if you've got them, some sort of textury type stamps. So oh, look at that. That almost meets up with that one, but I'm not going to stick it there to make it neat. See, look, I made a boo-boo when I was stamping on that one, but never mind. I don't think they'll notice too much. Right, so I want that halfway. So I'm pushing it down, and I'm basically eyeballing this so that it's got a border going around, like so. Now, all these probably could do with sentiments as well, but I'm not going to do that tonight because that's not the focus of tonight's video. It's on the folds and the cuts, making the card bases. So there we go. What else have I got? A Zed Fold. Oh, this one. Let's see if we've got some scrap bits that we could use. Okay, that's not the right size, but if I stick this down, you'll kind of get what I mean. Actually, have I got... Oh! Ooh, ooh, ooh. I've got scraps of that. Okay, I'll use that. So this gets stuck down. Now I can see I wasn't very accurate in my cutting, so this is actually a little bit too short. But nothing a little bit of a trim won't fix. Hoping that this will cut through. Actually, if I cut it all down to 10 centimetres, that should work. I'm just going to cut this down. Right, so how much does that measure? Oh, great. So that section there is 5 centimetres down. And that section there is 9. So I cut 8.5 plus 8.5 is 17. Will I have enough? Yes, I will. So cut that there. Cut that at 4.5. Cut that at... No. I've already forgotten the number. What did I say that was? 9. 8.5. 8.5. Right, so 8.5. So I'm going to pop that one on there, like so. And that underneath, because I don't think it really matters that the back it hasn't, you know, I mean, if I had spare, I would put it there. Right, now, will that fit on there? No. Okay. Let's use these pieces. Cut that down to 9.5. What did I do these at? 3. So 2.5. Wow, there's 93 people watching. 92. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to stay in place. Right. I think I need to change my blade on my trimmer. All these rough edges appearing. Wow, this was a bit of a marathon card making session, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you like what you see and you want to come back again, please remember to subscribe. And if you want notifications, hit that bell button. I do have a blog, artfulstampin.co.uk. If a security issue comes up when you go there, I promise I haven't actually got anything on there that's dangerous. I think I may have in the past put widgets on there, and it throws up a security warning for some people if you've got a very kind of tight security. But please, it's not dangerous. It is really not dangerous to go to my blog. Then if you'd rather just follow me on Facebook, I have a Facebook page, Artful Stampin', and I have a Facebook group which is more interactive and community orientated for people to share their creations. So lots of ways to find me. I'm also on Instagram and Pinterest. If you like this video, please pin it to Pinterest so that you can find it again. And there we go. Right, I'm going to leave it at that for tonight, guys. So I'll show you the cards that I've made up. I'm not going to go through all the Gatefolds again because I'm going to get myself in a right tiz. So we'll go through these and then we'll call it a night. So I'll move that out of the way. So we'll start with these. This is the widest, what I call the wider slimline, and this is a thinner slimline there. If you want all the measurements, they were earlier on in this video. This is a gatefold. This is what I would call a kind of a bit like a triptych, although strictly triptychs are more like that. They sort of behave like that, really. Could do it like that if you wanted to, so it stands that way. And then we've got a bit of a, I don't know what you call this. It's where the fold goes back and then you stick a panel on the front. So like so. Then you've got a column. So then you would stick something on the front there. Then this is, I don't know, like a flat easel card. I don't know what you would call that, with the two sides. So that would fold flat to go through the mail, and then you could pop it up. And then this is a angled easel. Right, you've got that happening. Like so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's another fancy one. 10. Oh, that's just a normal easel. 11. And then, oh, where's the Zed Fold? Oh, the Zed Fold would be that one that way. Like that. That's 11. And this one we cut a bit off. 12. So 12 different, at least 12. There may have been more, but I'll stick with 12. So 12 different folds that I would regard as kind of more basic folds. Some of them look more complicated than they actually are, but as you can see, they, you know, probably not once you get your head around them. So there we go. So, oh, thank you, Linda, for sharing that. You adore the yellow and brown ones. Right, I will keep these on my desk. I'm not going to do all the editing tonight of my description because I've got to go to bed. But I will leave these out on my desk, and tomorrow I will try and find where I stamped these and also put those in the description, and then I will do timestamps and also try and figure out the descriptions of some of these, because I think different people call them different things. So there we go. Hi, Veronica. Yes, you'll be able to listen into the night, but you may have to, if you want to have a go, you may have to pause them. And yeah. Oh, you're very welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for watching me, and please do share it out with any card makers that you know who you think might find it useful. Thank you, Miss Janine. Thank you, Lynn. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, thanks, guys. So yeah, Janine has just for those of you who don't understand how the super chat thing works. So Janine has just super chatted me. That's why you can see her name in the green bar. So that's, if you hit that $sign at the bottom of the chat, you can follow that through and donate. But if it's going to be any, $5 or more, I would suggest, then you can also click on the link that Linda shared, which is a PayPal link, because I do have to pay so much commission. So with YouTube, I have to pay a bit of commission. So thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Mary. Oh, nice as I've missed people. Oh, hello everybody. I'm so sorry I've missed seeing a few people because my head's been down. But hopefully this will be a really helpful resource video for some of you. Industrial production line. Oh. And I think I got mine off Amazon. I think. Sometimes I look on, oh, excuse me. Sometimes I look on eBay. Yeah, just look up 6x6 envelopes, or 15, depending where you are in the world. 15 by 15 centimeter envelopes. Right, any more questions before I go? Oh, yes. So someone was asking about classes. I'm just going to check my inbox to see if they've emailed me yet. Nope. Okay. So if anyone was interested in the class on the 25th, it's called Clusters and Lines. And it's a really great beginner class for those of you who are new to Stampin' One Sheet Wonders the way that I do them. And it's very interactive. So you need to be able to use Zoom. And basically I show you what to do, you stamp it, and I critique it and go, oh, a little bit more there, a little bit there. What about adding that? And so I get to help you sort of figure out, you know, to get the good results for yourself. Oh, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Supper time. Yay. Right, I think it's supper time for me as well. I miss my pudding. I made, oh, super. I've probably told you about this before. There's a fabulous blog called Smitten Kitchen, and she does a recipe for whole lemon tart. And you literally have, you put a whole lemon sliced and deseeded, butter, sugar, corn flour, a pinch of salt, and you blitz it all together. And then you pour the ingredients into tart shells, like ready-made tart shells. So I always make 2 at the same time. And we had a friend round for supper yesterday, and I did hint at May to do it herself during the day, but she forgot. But anyway, I just made it, and made 2. So there's leftovers in the fridge. So I might just go and sneak myself a little piece of lemon tart and maybe a little cup of tea. Decaf, of course, so I go to sleep. Right. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Gina. Just spotted you. Nice to see you. Take care for now. Lots of love. Have a great weekend. Bye.